radio. Shout it.
Lastly, fellas, let's hit this album one more time. When is it dropping? Singles, and what do we need to be looking out for? And how can folks contact y'all?
Well, I'm very easy to get in touch with. You can't find me on Twitter anymore because I'm not welcome there. But
Are you serious?
Yeah, but I'm definitely welcome on Instagram. And
wait a minute, see, now you done stretched out to interview some damn more Talib. I mean, how did you find yourself getting blackballed from Twitter? Damn.
I'm too real behind.
But no, that's a conversation that needs to be had because see, you look up Lil Duval, we can't find him barely. He done had 2 Instagram accounts.
He got suspended from Instagram?
2 times.
What he be doing? He be saying nasty shit? What he be doing?
I don't know if it's nasty or if it's political or not. It just seems like, Lil Duval, he cracked some jokes. Yeah. There's some funny stuff in there, but some of the stuff is political.
I mean, I'll tell you like this. I had a good run on Twitter. By the way, Twitter's over now that I'm not on it. So, so if you're on Twitter, you just wasting your time because I ain't there.
Yeah.
I had a great time there.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the platform. I'm blessed. I don't do anything I don't enjoy.
Yeah.
Most people have to do things they don't enjoy. I don't have to do that.
Exactly.
So when you saw me on Twitter, it was because I enjoyed being there. But I would often get into heated discussions that you could qualify some of them as debates, some of them as arguments, but heated discussions with people on a wide array of topics, mostly surrounding white supremacy and racism and disparity. And mostly.
Yeah.
Had an argument with a young lady who somebody has said rappers don't marry black women. And then somebody else had listed a list of rappers that are married to black women. And I was included on that list.
Yeah.
And then this young lady said, well, all those women are light-skinned, so that's another story. So, I felt like she was referring to me and my brothers and our wives.
Yeah.
So I said something like, what do you mean? What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that these light-skinned women are not black? And then I'm introducing a colorism conversation.
Yeah.
So for me, when I jumped into the conversation in that way, I was accused of being a colorist. But then those accusations quickly spiraled from the person who initiated the conversation quickly to like dissing the mother of my children, calling my children, you a side baby, trick baby.
Oh.
She changed the profile of her profile to my children's mother's profile. So we were arguing for a couple of weeks.
Damn.
But because we are in a climate where it's like we have to protect black women, people who didn't see the context of why we were arguing, it's like, well, Talib Kweli with his big platform is arguing with this person who has no platform, this black woman, and he shouldn't be arguing with her. And that's a point I disagreed with. I feel like I could argue with anybody, you know what I'm saying? But regardless of gender or race or whatever. But that's neither here or there. I actually posted a screen because I was getting doxxed, and people were calling my phone 2-3 times an hour, death threats, all this behind what this young lady was saying about me. And so somebody has sent me a text message saying they were going to rape my daughter and assault my mother. And so I posted that, but in the screenshot, I didn't cut off the phone number it came from.
Damn.
Now, it was definitely a dummy number, like a burner phone. It wasn't somebody's real number. But Twitter is very clear about their policy.
Yeah.
You cannot post people's phone numbers. And so because I get complained about a lot because I'm always combating white supremacy.
Yeah.
Twitter was getting a lot of complaints about me. They just could never suspend me because I never broke the rules.
Exactly.
But they had this backlog of complaints.
Yeah.
So when I posted that phone number, well, this gives them a reason to suspend me.
Yeah.
And I will say this, and this is very important, I think, for people listening. I am perfectly okay with getting kicked off of Twitter.
Yeah.
It is their house.
Yeah.
If you come in my house and I don't like what you got to say,
you had to go.
I have the right, I reserve the right to kick you out.
Exactly.
Twitter, they don't even owe me an explanation.
Yeah.
I'm glad they gave me one. I don't agree with the explanation, but they didn't owe me that explanation.
Yeah.
I read my terms of service. I'm giving them the rights to my content. I'm giving them my time and energy voluntarily.
Yeah.
So this is not a First Amendment issue.
Exactly.
This is not a freedom of speech issue.
Yeah.
You have no freedom of speech on these platforms. I love Lil Duval comedy. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
But he has no freedom of speech on Instagram. They have the right to kick him off for whatever reason.
Exactly.
And you don't have to agree. And it's not a government institution. They don't have to let you.
Exactly.
This is not a right we're born with. We have the right to social media.
Yeah.
And what's happening, the reason I want to make that important point, distinction, is because while I am someone who got kicked off of Twitter, fine. I'll just go where I'm welcome.
Exactly.
Why would I want to be someplace that I'm not welcome? Right. I could create my own platform. You can find me on Patreon. Mm-hmm. If you don't have the money to pay for me on Patreon, you can find me on YouTube and IG until they kick me off of IG. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not the right wing and the racists and the Nazis and the white supremacists are weaponizing free speech and weaponizing First Amendment rights, because what they're saying is that big tech is censoring right-wing voices because you come on there and say some Nazi-ass nonsense, some white supremacist nonsense, and Twitter, Facebook, all these, they will kick you off.
Exactly.
And so the right wing feels like they're being unfairly persecuted. No, y'all just illiterate, bro. You just didn't read the terms of service that you agreed to.
Exactly.
If you don't agree with how they run their house, then why are you trying to be in that house?
That's right.
It's like the dude outside the club. Like Trey Songz said, you talking all that from outside the club.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
come on.
you outside the club talking all this. Well, then why you want to be in this club?
My God.